shaka to you. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I'm all about teaching everything there is to know about Hawaii, Maui, specifically the west side, as we know, is the best side. And it's real estate, but you can't find listing. And today I've got a very special, important message. The message is urgent. And the title of this video is Maui, What to Do. And this is a little more directed towards you folks that live here, specifically if you live in Laniupoko, or let's say, for example, you have a condo up in, say, Kahana Sunset that's been, for lack of a better word, condemned by the county. If you're concerned about your community, the best thing to do on Maui is to get involved. But the important message I have for you is they're about to turn that into a gravel pit right there, right in front of Laniupoko for 5 years. And tomorrow is the hearing. So I'm gonna put a link in the description. If you live in Laniupoko or anywhere on the west side of Maui and that's concerning for you, tomorrow you can click through, you can join on like a Zoom, or you can go in person and give your opinion of that. But if you don't, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna do whatever they want because nobody knows until it's too late. It seems like sometimes. The president of the HOA of Laniupoko called me today very concerned about this development that he just learned about as the president of the HOA and asked me to make an announcement, if you will, on my channel. So if you know of someone that lives on Maui, specifically, well, anywhere on Maui, and they want to get involved, this is a great first chance just to attend a public meeting. The link will be in the description. It's real simple. I think it's at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, 9:05. The other thing they're going to be discussing is the Kahana Sunset and that whole debacle with the building and the seawall and all that kind of good stuff. So the agenda for tomorrow's meeting is on the link in the description. But please, no matter what, the most important thing to do if you live here or if you live anywhere, get motivated and excited about getting involved in what the government's doing, because in the end they kind of control everything. So it's important to attend, right? I once heard that half of real estate or more is just showing up, and I think half of life is just showing up, clearing the calendar, setting aside other things, being present. And as community members, we have to be present. And if we're not present, guess what? We don't have a voice. The good news is our system is supposed to work with everyone has a voice, sort of has a vote, democracy, make sure our government officials are representing us the way that we want to be represented. And it's the most active voices that get heard. You've ever heard that thing that's like the loud minority? You know, it's just that loud minority. They're like, ah. And then the silent majority are just like, you know, being led to the slaughter quietly. No, it's time for the majority to speak up as well, for everybody to speak up. So anyway, I just wanted to do a solid to the people of Laniupoko that live up there. Some serious investment dollars went into that neighborhood over the years. Shout out to Peter Martin, nice job on developing what I think one of the most beautiful premier neighborhoods in all of West Maui. If you're not familiar with it, I've got lots of websites I'll link you to in the bottom, you can check it out. But there's some serious investment. There's a lot of things that go on this island that we need to protect. Real estate values, real estate investments, what's best for the community. I shined a light on homelessness here on the road to Lahaina. I'm not saying it was all me, but soon thereafter they started blocking off the parking on the ocean side, so people couldn't just park and camp there overnight. And I think they're still working on Cut Mountain. All of the cars were removed. I think a lot of the cars, the horrible cars, they're just parked everywhere. They've been sitting there for months and months. I think they finally picked up. So we can make a difference. We just got to show up. We got to be vocal. We have to let it be known what the problems are. And then the county, the government may or may not react. You never know. But this is the site of the proposed gravel pit right there. So where am I at? Just to give you guys, that was a long intro, by the way. I'm right here in front of Laniupoko Beach Park. This is the road that goes up to the bypass. That's obviously Laniupoko. Well, that's obviously one of the most epic views in all of West Maui, the mountain view, the perfect, wow. Today's a little blustery, windy day, but I love it because it keeps everything nice and cool, even though it's August. And yes, I'm on the one wheel. We're gonna go for a quick spin down to the ocean. And in the comments section, let me know what you think. Should a temporary gravel pit for 5 years be allowed to be set up right there with crushing going on and business being conducted? Should that Should that be allowed? Or do they need a little more time to figure it all out, or should they just pass the bill? Kahana Sunset, what are your opinions on Kahana Sunset? Should the county allow the condominium owners of Maui and the resort owners to fortify their seawalls and fix their erosion issues? Or do you believe in what this thing is called managed retreat, where the county is asking property owners to retreat their property back from the ocean? Should they do that? Should they be forced to demolish their improvements because of the ocean? Oceans are always changing. Could be that it recedes. It could be it changes someday. But should property owners be able to protect their investment, or can the county carte blanche say, no, you got to tear it down? So here we are, beautiful Laniupoko Beach Park. And yes, the one wheel can go off-road. It's one of the cool things about the one wheel. And we're just going to kind of transform this into a Maui fix, because one of the most important things to do when you come to Maui, of course, is every day take in the sunrise, every day take in the sunset, every day try to get a little salt behind the ears in the form of ocean water, in the form of a surf, a snorkel, a swim, or just let the ocean splash up on your face. Whatever it takes, you need to get some ocean time, some family time, some community involvement time. And this is actually one of my favorite surf spots. I've been working all day, don't even have the surfboard with me, my goodness. But normally I would just paddle out real quick for a quick sesh just to get wet. But I don't have my surfboard with me. We're staging a new home, a new listing down in Maui Meadows, and so my wife has got both trucks and the kids are moving, and I had to go write an offer for a new home over in Paia. But this would normally be me right here. Just a nice quick paddle, just a quick sesh. And this spot is so nice because it's usually empty. And the other thing I love about this spot is there's many times there's a seal, monk seal, that comes up right here. He's just chilling. This is almost like there's a swell. My goodness, look at that. Let's go. It has been one of the worst surf summers that I can recall in 13 years, but that can all change in a heartbeat. Look at that. Oh man, I'm really regretting not having the surfboard today. Oh. And of course, just that beautiful, epic Hawaiian sunset. Nothing quite says I love life like a Hawaiian sunset. And the sound of crashing waves, the smell of salt in the air, and a county meeting you're going to attend tomorrow morning, giving them your 2 cents worth on the new gravel pit below Laniupoko. Get the word out, guys. We don't have much time. I emailed like everybody I could think of, but now it's your turn. I passed the baton on to you. Now that you know, help a brother out. That is a beautiful sunset, isn't it? Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get in as tight as I can on that beautiful ball of orange. It's almost like one of those classic postcard-looking sunsets, like a tequila sunrise, or how it's just fading with the perfect ground. Sometimes it's nice just to take in the sound. I'm definitely a big sound guy. Sometimes I'll watch these videos just for the sound. Like this one guy went camping, and it just shows him setting up his campsite. It's like an hour-and-a-half video, like 7 million views. And it's just the sound. The guy doesn't even talk. It's just the sound of him setting up his campsite and the birds and, you know, everything going on. Hang on a second. We had an important moment here. Let's go. Oh, did he miss it? Thought he was paddling on that wave. Hey, missed it. All right, man. Pressure's on, dude. Let's go. YouTube is watching. Show us what you got, baby. Oh, man, you got to paddle. Paddle until you drop down the face. It's a lot of work, let me tell you. In the meantime, the sun is just hitting the horizon right now. You can just barely see what's left of the circle. There we go, hang on. Redemption. Nope. That's all right. No pressure, man. Soul surfing. What do you think? Should we get a little closer? All right. It's time to take off the slippers. All right? You got to have your olukais no matter what. Next to your GT1 wheel. This is my required equipment. This is what I do on Maui. And now we head down for a little toes in the sand. Little grounding, little mineral absorption, and some surfing redemption. Let's go. All right. Oh, so close. So close. Man, when you get close to the ocean like this, you can really smell it. You know, just that seaweedy kind of salty. I don't know what it is. Every time I go surfing, it's like the first thing, my nostrils just fill up with the smell of the water and the ocean. And I'm like, oh. It's like it's just revitalizing some part of my biochemistry I don't even understand. But it just feels good. It smells good. It's clean too. It's not like some parts of the country where the ocean, you got trash and junk and you're like, oh God. We are in the middle of flipping nowhere. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's been a while since I've been at Laniupoko. When I lived in Laniupoko, I lived in the neighborhood for almost 4 years. This was definitely my backyard. Came down here about every day. On the way home from work, super close. I could see the surf in the morning. So if you can see a surf spot from your home or close to it, it's nice because then you don't have to think about the surf report or whatever. You don't have to travel somewhere and then there's no waves and you're kind of bummed out. If you live somewhere where you can see the break, your surfing time goes up a lot because now you've got more opportunity you're accessing, it's closer, and you just can get out there and have sessions when no one else is aware of it. And then your friends call and text you and want to know what the surf is like, and it's optional. You don't have to tell them what's going on. You can say, oh man, it's flat. Because you know what happens, right? You tell one guy, they tell 10 more guys, they tell 40 more guys. Next thing you know, those double overhead sets you had all to yourself with no wind, just glass, and you're just, whoo. Next thing you know, you're getting whistled off a wave. Hey bro, what are you doing? Hey. It's all right though. I'm a howler. You can whistle me off any wave you want. Within reason. It's funny, the first time you go to a surf break and you take off on a wave and there's people there, you better surf that thing right. You better just give it everything you got, because if you screw up and you fall, the people are gonna think, dude, we just, like, you took that wave, we could have had it, but you couldn't surf it, you fell down, so you gotta rip that first wave, just and they'll be like, give you a little respect, as long as you're humble and cool. Messages are coming in. The Laniupoko people are checking in, by the way. Let's go. Let's go, Laniupoko people. Let's make it happen, because look at this view right down the center. I mean, to me, when I used to come here on vacation, I used to just drive past this and I'd be like, shut up. Are you kidding me? I mean, look at that. It's just stunning. Right? That's what I love about Alaska, too. Alaska has these mountains that start at sea level and, Colorado, where I come from, it's a little different. It's more like, you're at 6,000 and they go to 10,000 or 12. It's just, this is very dramatic, right? 0 to 5K. Second rainiest spot in the world right there. So don't talk to me about drought or water shortages, people. Second rainiest spot on Earth. Earth. Nope, we got a water shortage. Okay, let's just recap real quick. Over 30,000 acres of sugarcane, okay, at least 20,000 on just the other side, were irrigated for decades off of the water from that mountain, right? In Hana. Okay, so now how much water and pineapple, how much sugarcane and pineapple is being irrigated today? Are you ready? 0. So it's billions of gallons of water that they're no longer putting on the sugarcane and the pineapple. So it's just sitting in the ground, it's just whatever, going in the ocean. But Maui irrigated billions of gallons a month for decades for the pineapple and the sugarcane. It's all irrigated crops. I used to sell farmer ranches, so I know. So now all that irrigation is done. It's over. And yet we have a water shortage? No, I'm sorry. The water is still there. What we have, in my opinion, is a common sense shortage. No offense to anybody, but there's plenty of water. If it's the second rainiest spot on Earth, we should have absolutely no issues with having water for everybody times a million. So why am I looking at a dry park right here? Why is this park grass dying? It's dying. And there is the second rainiest spot on Earth right there. And there's at least 20,000 acres of crops that are no longer being irrigated on this island. Is it just common sense or is it just me? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. I know I went from gravel pit to Kahana Sunset. None of it makes sense, by the way. None of it makes sense. A gravel pit kind of makes sense. I get that. But not allowing landowners to fix their seawalls when they've been able to do that for decades. This whole sentiment of anti-something, I don't know what you call it, is just kind of obnoxious. It's like, come on. These are real assets that real people own, that they worked their hard money for. They bought it according to a sort of standard set of practices that fixing something when it breaks is okay, and now they can't. It's obnoxious. Let those people fix their seawall. Let all the seawalls be fixed. Let them protect their $1 million plus per unit asset. If you don't like the fact they own one, I'm sorry. Get mad at the people driving BMWs too. You can't fix your Beamer anymore. We don't like you because you have a Beamer. Shut up. Let the people fix their belongings. That includes seawalls. Don't get me started, because I just think it's completely obnoxious that there's people in the government that can stall something that's completely common sense, and then other people are hurt. And the fact that it takes forever to get something like that done, and it can just sit there stagnating for 2 years plus, obnoxious. So people, I just ask you, please, whatever your opinion is, let it be heard. Attend these meetings, get active. If you love Maui, if you love your real estate, if you love your investments, you got to put the time in, you got to attend the meetings, you got to get plugged in and start participating in the process so that your voice can be heard. And if that happens, trust me, we can turn this county around, we can turn this island around, we can turn this state around, we can turn this country around if people just have the guts to show up and let their voice be heard. Both sides, right? Shouldn't be dominated by one small voice that's loud and irritating. Should be the voice of common sense. And then in a good democracy, right, we vote and everyone has to go with the majority. But if you don't show up, right, if you don't show up, you just can't complain about anything, right? You're just going to get pushed around by the people that do show up. So my message to you, besides the beautiful Maui sunset, Maui fix, and come over here and relax and take it easy, is don't take it too easy. Get involved in your community. Show up at that meeting tomorrow morning. Click the link in the description. Vote for or against the gravel pit. I don't care. Just let your voice be heard. Vote for or against Kahana Sunset. Although I think there's no vote tomorrow, they're just going to announce something. But let your voice be heard. Take action. Write the people in office. Call them. Email them. In this day and age where communication is just so available, we got to utilize it. Like, I have another guy that I know that's really upset about how traffic is not being monitored on this highway. People are flying up and down this highway like it's the Autobahn, right? Texting and running over stuff, and there's no enforcement. There's no speed traps. It's like we're down 100 police officers on this county is what I've heard, and on this island. So, okay, let's hire the right guys. What's the number? Let's get involved and let's start making sure our tax dollars are being used to keep us safe, right? Keep us safe from real dangers, not the fake ones. All right, guys. This is really not a political soapbox, but I was asked by the HOA president of Laniupoko to bring awareness to this meeting tomorrow morning for this gravel pit. So do me a favor, attend it. If you know somebody that lives there or someone's on the west side of Maui, share this video, share the link, do your part. And man, those trade winds are feeling good. Oh, hallelujah. Okay, I know. I don't sing for a living. I sell real estate. On that note, if you're ever in the market, no, just kidding. I'm not kidding, by the way. Love to help you out. Love to be your guy. And I appreciate your time. Until next time, I shall return. I don't know where, I don't know when, but hopefully it'll be to a more common sense, community involved island of Maui, thanks to you. Till next time, Eric West. Whew! I just got hit in the mouth with, hey, the trees are trying to shut me up. They're like, dude, shut up. Till next time, guys. Maui Dan, I know it's almost time. Let's go. It's Maui time. It's also, hey, it's also Blind Daniel time. He's going to come here in a few weeks. So if you haven't helped Blind Daniel out yet, go to helpdaniel.org. Helpdaniel.org. I think I did a big live for him a couple days ago. I think I raised like $8. So come on, people. Help a blind man out, right? It's like biblical. Widows, orphans, blind people. For sure, they're on the list. I guarantee you. Help Blind Daniel out. Helpdaniel.org. He's going to be here, and you're going to wish you had a part of that story, but he needs stuff. I just donated $250 because I'm like, you know what, Eric? You can't just talk. You got to put your action behind your words. And so if you guys could help Blind Daniel, go to helpdaniel.org, attend the meeting, like and share and subscribe to the video, and come to Maui as soon as you can, because this is the best place, in my opinion, on planet Earth. Eric West out. Yes, sir.